Hello, everyone. This is another Black Conservative. I am Ryan Bowling. Thank you all for joining me. There is a very, very dangerous trend developing in the concert industry, for lack of a better word. And what I'm talking about is this elevation of throwing objects at singers and performers on stage, some of them getting hurt pretty badly. Now, a few days ago, I did a video on the pop star Adele. I believe that's how I pronounce her name. That's how you pronounce her name, actually, I believe. Who basically dared anyone in the concert, in her concerts, to throw objects at her. She stated, and I'm paraphrasing the words, "I will effing kill you." Well, in this particular article that I'm about to read to you guys, Taylor Swift had an object thrown towards her. Now, this is getting really, really out of hand. I had watched another video, well, not a video, but read another article from Breitbart News on another singer who had objects thrown at him, and it showed a list of different clips of artists getting objects thrown at them. And I tried to find the one for Taylor Swift, but it wouldn't show up. So if you decide to go to the description box and look for it, it's probably hard to find it. But this is becoming really, really dangerous, and it's getting really, really out of hand. So what I'm gonna read this article, and this is going to be kind of like a sequel to the one I did with Adele, and I gave my commentary on it, but I'm going to elaborate on that even further here. So let's get right into this article. You can't make this kind of stuff up, man, but it's just getting worse and worse and worse out here. Multiple objects were thrown at pop star. Multiple objects, it says, were thrown at pop star Taylor Swift as she exited the stage after one of her recent performances in Kansas City. A TikTok video posted on Monday reveals that Swift is the latest singer to be targeted by fans throwing objects at performers. The footage showed the pop star leaving the stage as objects were thrown at her from above. This is crazy because I've seen these clips of these artists leaving and singing, and it's like these objects get thrown at them unprovoked. Let's go on. The video appears to show Swift flinch upon realizing objects were being thrown her way, while a security guard tries to catch one of the falling items. Swift fans took to the comment sections to express their dismay. "Have you not seen all the artists getting hurt by fans throwing things at them?" one social media user asked. "Don't throw things at her," another exclaimed. "She could get hurt. Don't do this, guys," a third wrote. Why are people becoming so obsessed with throwing things at the artist? Why can't people use their heads? Another asked. Swift joins a growing number of singers who have had items thrown at them during or after their performances, a phenomenon that appears to have become the trend of the summer among concertgoers around the world. Man, something demonic is going on here. We are among the last. But let's go on. On Saturday, pop star Harry Styles was hit in the face by an object that was thrown at him while he was performing in Vienna, Austria. On Wednesday, rapper Drake fell victim to the continuing trend when he was hit by a phone that was thrown from the audience of Chicago, Illinois. Last month, singer Bebe Rexha, I was doing good until I got to this one, was struck in the face by a cell phone that was hurled at her from the crowd while she was performing on stage during a concert in New York. Photos later showed Rexha sustained injuries to her face. What is going on here? Just days after that, singer Ava Max was smacked in the face by a man who rushed the stage during a concert in Los Angeles. Singer Kelsia Ballerina was also recently hit in the face while performing. And then, in a bizarre and morbid turn of events, pop star Pink was left stunned during a recent performance in London after a fan appeared to throw their mother's ashes onto the stage. Their mother's ashes onto the stage. I recall reading the same section in the video I did some days ago. She says, I don't know how I feel about this, the singer told the fan. Meanwhile, singer Adele is daring her audience members to throw objects at her, proclaiming, "I'll effing kill you," to her fans at one of her concerts were they to hurl anything at her. That's the end of that article there. But this is crazy. But I just want to elaborate a little bit on this. About, I'd say a year or so ago, I did a video on a concert event that took place. I cannot remember who the artist was. I believe he was a hip hop artist. I can't remember his name. And it wasn't objects being thrown at him, but there was this massive stampede. People, the fans broke through the gate, and I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with this. You know about it now as I mention it. And they just went crazy and just started running, and people were getting stomped on, and some people was stomped to death and crushed underneath the weight of all these people running. And it was horrendous. It was all over the news. And this particular rap artist had suits filed against him, and it was just crazy. It was just crazy. And I did the video on it on that subject, and I mentioned how that I believed at the time, as I still do now, dealing with the spiritual realm, that a portal has been opened, some type of a spiritual. And I know people don't believe in that. Let's get it. That's fine. But people in the dark arts do believe in it, and these are highly intelligent, brilliant people. So believe what you want to believe. There is a world that exists outside the three-dimensional realm. And the further we get into this world, the further the years go by, the more you're going to see. But that's all I'm saying on that. I mentioned in the video how I believe a portal has been opened, and that these people have been radicalized by entities that have escaped this portal and is basically attaching itself onto these people. And I know that sounds out of the box. I know that sounds far-fetched to a lot of people who are not into the metaphysical, but I am. And I do believe in the spiritual realm, and I do believe in demonic spirits. Now, you may be asking, what does that incident have to do with this one? It's been reversed. I want to elaborate on what I mentioned in the last video that I did with Adele. I mentioned how that one of the primary reasons why these fans and concert goers are acting the way they're acting towards these singers and performers on stage by throwing objects at them is because the lyrics that a lot of these performance artists are singing, the music that is connected to the lyrics that gives a repetitive beat, is driving these people crazy. Literally, is driving them crazy. You combine subversive, violent, vile lyrics with a repetitive beat, whether it's whether it's electronic beat or manual drums and guitar, whatever. When you combine those two elements together, it puts the person in it changes, or rather alters their consciousness. I cannot recall who this individual person was that said this, but I remember reading in one of my books, it says the purpose of music is to drive people crazy. And what they were talking about was the rock and roll music and the hip hop music of the day is designed to drive people crazy. When I'm on my job, and I mentioned this in the last video, I'll mention it here, and I'm standing outside and I'm posted, okay, there will be people coming by, okay, and they'll sit on the benches and they'll have their radios or their little speakers, whatever, and they'll be playing their music. Sometimes they'll be playing R&B music from the 70s and 80s and some pop. But sometimes they'll play this hardcore hip hop music where every other word is B, H this, F your mama, this, and it has this net. And it's just the most sickest, most disgusting thing. So I'll go to them and I'll politely ask them to either turn the music down, okay, or go past the bar that separates the Tower City front portico area from outside that area. If you go outside those bars, and that essentially means that you are on public property and you're not on private property. So I give them that option. Most of the time they comply. But you may be asking, why would you do that, Mr. Bowling? Because I know that that type of music sends bad vibes into the environment. We already deal with enough people that have already become insane with the use of drugs and high crime in our city. And my thought processes is we do not need music with lyrics and a beat, a repetitive beat geared towards connected to the lyrics that would make people go crazy. I have watched and I have listened to this music. I not purposely listened to it, but I have heard the lyrics of this music and the beats, and it does something to me inside. It just makes me aggravated. It makes my stomach tie in knots, and I have noticed how it makes people act. It sends bad vibes into the atmosphere that makes people act a certain way. When they play the R&B music from the 70s and 80s, it calms everybody down. Calms it down because the vibes coming from that music and the lyrics are not so subversive and destructive as the music is today. And what we are seeing on the reverse side is we are seeing fans that have become so radicalized by this music. They have become so insane and driven so insane by the music that without provocation, they are throwing things at the artists, the performing artists on stage. As I said earlier, I have seen these people actually singing on stage, and it's like I'm wondering, I'm saying to myself, and I'm watching the clips, and I'm like, well, what are they doing wrong that would provoke someone from the audience to throw these things at them? I can understand, in the past when you throw stuff at artists because you mad because they can't sing or that you felt ripped off. So the audience, but this is not what this is. It's unprovoked. It's unprovoked. And what I have concluded is that the audience has gone mad, partly due to the music that these artists are singing. It is driving them crazy. And when something like that drives you crazy, you're not thinking, you're just feeling. You're just feeling. They have opened up another Pandora's box. And it is a Pandora's box that they cannot close. When I say they, I'm talking about the musical artists. That's what I'm talking about. And it could be argued that many of these musical artists, including Taylor Swift and others, probably do not write all of their music. Now, they may write some of it, and they may ask permission for their executives to write some of it, but I'm pretty sure a significant number of them do not write all of their music. They probably have someone who is commissioned within that studio or in that particular music studio or music business to write the music for them. So they write the lyrics, and then they create the beats, and then the person says, yeah, that sounds good. Kind of like that. I can sing that. I can rap that. Because these individuals that write these lyrics that are not the actual artists themselves have subversive messages that they purposely put in this music. I'm not going to give you all the details of that, but that thing is real. It is in the conspiracy theory. And it drives these people, driving these audience members or these concert goers, insane. And that's what I believe is going on. You're creating or have created a monster. They have created a monster that has come out of the closet and they can't put it back in the closet. They can't put it back in the closet. And now this is going to end up leading to a phenomenon that's going to get worse and worse and worse if it doesn't stop. Because at one point, remember, people was jumping on stage, assaulting comedians. After that situation with Will Smith, I believe I did a video. I said, when he did what he did, I said, that's going to open up Pandora's box. I think it was Will Smith or someone else that got assaulted on stage. I think it was a comedian or somebody that got assaulted on stage. And I said that's going to open up Pandora's box because now everybody's going to think that they can just get up on the stage and assault the comedian. It was a comedian, I forget. I think it might have been Dave Chappelle or somebody. Said something that no one liked, the person didn't like. They got up and tried to assault a comedian. I think it was Dave Chappelle. And I said, now it's going to get to the point where now people are going to say, oh, I'm free to just go on stage and do whatever I want to do. If I don't like what these comedians say, if I don't like what these artists say, if I don't like what they're singing, if I don't like what they're doing, I can just go on stage and assault them. Hey, after all, I'm paying for the music. No, you have been driven insane by a morally bankrupt society and by morally bankrupt music that have driven you insane. That's what the issue is. That's what we're seeing. And it's going to get to the point where they're going to start bum rushing the stage now. I hope I'm wrong. But they're going to start bum rushing the stage. They're going to run on stage and grab. And I've seen one video clip of where it showed this guy trying to grab the female singer. You run up on the stage. And we've seen stuff like this in the past. You know what I mean? We've seen stuff like this in 70s concerts, music concerts. Stuff like this has happened where people have run on the stage and try to grab the singers. We've seen that before. Because that kind of music drives you crazy. But I don't know of any time of people just throwing objects at the singer and the performer unprovoked. Not like they're trying to have fun. That's not what it is. It's like they're doing these things unprovoked, and it's frightening. But I believe if things do not straighten up and that monster is not put back into the closet, okay, that it's going to grow and 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 it's going to become more dangerous. And I pray and hope that I'm wrong. I pray and hope that I'm wrong. But this is what happens when you strip morality out of everything. You get utter, absolute chaos. And that's what we're seeing. But that's what I wanted to say about this. This is terrifying. I'm glad that Taylor Swift has not been seriously hurt. But this is a terrifying situation. But that is my thought on that. But what do you guys think? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. God bless you all and see you again.